Hi, it's Stuart Sutton at 1 Acre Plus Homes. You're here to find out if the secret is really a secret. And it is. It's actually true. It works. It came about because of practical application in my business and many, many years of selling homes on an acre or more. Anybody can use it. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. You'll see why in just a second. So as I alluded to, anybody can use it, but most agents won't because they're not aware of the power behind this strategy. Let me share with you that this is obvious, but it's not so obvious. You probably had those situations where you went, duh, I can't believe I didn't think of that. Well, this is one of those for me. I looked at what was going on in our sales, what was successful, what was not successful, what we need to fine tune, and guess what? This hit me. This particular strategy hit me as being a very successful one. As a matter of fact, virtually successful in every situation. So I started using it, I started promoting it, and I started encouraging it. Let me share with you what it is so that you're no longer wondering, what the heck is he talking about? So here it is. It's stunningly simple, but start early is the secret. Truly, start early. I want you to think about it for a second. If you decide you want to sell your home in March and you start in mid-February, then there's only so much you can do. But if you want to sell your home in March and you start in November, you can take your time and get a lot more done through a very precise process. And that's what we do. I've had people list their homes with me over a year before they listed them. Now, can we list a home a couple of weeks in advance or a week in advance? Well, sure. And we have a great process that probably makes it easier for us to get your home in the market quickly than other agents. However, the start early process means we can get things done and we can accomplish things that you just can't do if you don't start early. Because being prepared means something. It's extremely important to be prepared. It's proven in every industry, including real estate. The better prepared you are when you sell your home, the better off for you. It's just simply better than not being prepared. Now in Russia they say measure 7 times, cut once. Well, that's why it takes longer to get things done in Russia, I guess. But if we measure twice, cut once, if we make absolutely sure that you're prepared when you go on the market, you're going to benefit from that. Well, what are the benefits? Well, here's one, and this is proven. You sell faster. Now, when I say you sell twice as fast, what does that mean? Well, it really is reflected in just about every market condition. Remember the super frenzied market? Well, the average literally wasn't 2 days. In that market, the average was close to a week, even 2 weeks at times during that market. Well, guess what? If the average was a week, we were selling homes in about 3 days. And we were selling them well above what the typical was, even in that frenzied market. So in a normal market, when the average time in the market for a home on an acre or more is 100 days or 110 days, we were selling homes in 50 days or less. So it's reflective of any market condition because being prepared matters. In addition to that, it affects your pocketbook. Again, our studies show that $11,641 more goes into your bank account at closing if you prepare in advance, if you start early. Now you might say, well, I can't start early. And as I said earlier, that's okay. But if you have the option, starting early is better. And we're prepared to do that because we have a process that we go through. And here's how that process works. The first thing we do is get a home inspection. Now, I will warn you, a lot of agents will say, well, don't do that. Don't get a home inspection. The buyer's going to do it and they're going to pay for it. Well, that's great. The buyer will get one. They will pay for it. But when they find things that you could have taken care of in advance, you are at a disadvantage. If you do an inspection now and find out what issues there are that you can resolve before your buyer comes along, you increase your chances of getting to closing. Did you know the biggest 2 reasons that homes don't close when they go under contract are mortgages and inspections? And from my experience, inspections are number 1, even above mortgage issues. So being prepared in this area is very important to you. So we have the inspection, we know what issues there are, and we can go about resolving them. Now the criteria we use are based on my experience. What do buyers typically ask for? What are typical concerns for buyers? What things show up on an inspection report that buyer goes, I don't care? And what things show up that they go, oh, I want that fixed? Well, if we can take care of the things that cause concern, then we're better off when the buyer comes along. Now, do they have their own inspection? They usually do. Once in a while, they accept our inspection report, and that circumvents the inspection process for the buyer, which is better for you and increases your chances of getting to closing. So there are really no downsides to this. Now, some agents will say, yeah, but if you have an inspection, you have to disclose things. Well, yeah, you do, and you want to. If there's an issue that legally needs to be disclosed, you want to do that. But think about this. If you had a leaking toilet, you don't have to say, I used to have a leaking toilet, and now I don't. Unless, of course, it caused water damage, fire, things like that you want to disclose. I used to have a broken window, and now I don't. Those are things you don't have to worry about. And when a buyer comes along, guess what? They're resolved, and they don't cause concerns to the buyer. So you're increasing your chances of getting to a successful closing. It'll also save you money because buyers always overestimate what it costs to repair things. If you take care of them before you ever go on the market, you're going to save quite a bit of money in the repair process. Now, one more thing. I pay for that inspection. So you don't have to worry about that argument. Well, the buyer pays for it. You're not going to pay for it in either circumstance because I provide it as a part of my service. And we provide services to take care of the things that need to be repaired. Now, I don't have an unlimited budget. I do have a budget where we provide services to help get your house ready, to help you be very prepared. Now, that budget will go a long way. But if there are things beyond our budget, you'll want to be sure to take care of those, and we'll certainly discuss that because you'll be getting a lot of services at no cost. So taking care of a few extra things, certainly you're going to be saving quite a bit of money no matter what. And we also pay attention to aesthetic issues. We bring in a stager. Stager's not going to sell you or lease you anything unless it's deemed appropriate. And in my opinion, it's usually not. You don't need to spend the money on staging things. She's going to show you how to best prepare every room with what you have. We take care of other aesthetic things. Refinish a front door. Make it go from faded to absolutely gorgeous. That's a terrific first impression, that front door. We do things like washing windows, washing carpets, or cleaning carpets. We send over a house cleaner if you like that. We'll repair trim. We just had one that had some deteriorated trim, and we took care of that and made sure that the buyer didn't come along and see deteriorating trim. And I've already mentioned carpet cleaning, house cleaning, power washing, landscaping, and sometimes we'll haul things off, things like that. Again, I don't have an unlimited budget, but you and I will sit down if you decide to hire me and decide where my budget is going to go and what it's going to cover and what you might consider beyond that. And yes, I've been alluding to the fact that I have a personal investment in this on your behalf. We provide the inspector and the stager and the handyman and the window washer and the carpet cleaners. We do those things to better prepare your home for sale. Now, why am I confident enough to do that? Because quite sincerely, I might be the only agent that you'll meet who's willing to put money up front. I believe that skin in the game, putting money up front, putting my money where my mouth is important because most agents have very little to no investment in the sale of your home. But I'm confident that if we prepare your home properly, it increases the chances of a successful closing and that my investment on your behalf is going to help both of us. Yes, we do have a process, and that does include preparation, it includes pricing. The way we price homes for an acre or more is different than other agents. The way we promote them, the way we present them, our philosophy toward dealing with you. So we do have videos on each of those, and we'll be sure that you get pointed to those as well. Now, one more thing, anyone who brings me out, visits with me, listens to what I have to say, gets a $50 gift card. I have sent out promotions a couple of times on that. And I don't know who got them and who didn't, so I want to make sure nobody misses out. I don't want to go out and then come back and find out that they had been expecting a $50 gift card. So we're going to make sure that you get that no matter what, whether you hire me or don't hire me. But I'm confident enough that if you decide to sell your home and see how we handle and manage that process, that you'll want to make us part of your successful sale. Now, I have put another video up. I promised I'd point you to some other ones. This video here has to do with how pricing a home on an acre or more is different than pricing a regular home. If you own a home on an acre or more, you're going to want to pay attention to this. Thanks again for listening. Hope to see you on the next video, and subscribe if you like what you're hearing.